Hello guys, this is Rekha. Today I am going to present key advantages and disadvantages of the planning and the modeling. Introduction. Planning and modeling are the essential tool business on the project management. They help in the visualizing goals, strategies, and the potential outcomes. And however, they are the both advantages and disadvantages to consider. Here, some of the strategies planning process. There are five strategies planning process. One is analyzing requirements of the bottlenecks and the insufficient skill sets and the develop broad strengths consistence of the objective templates, and the third is planning process fortifications and the predictions peoples, and fourth execute and the project team knowledge and the transform approval roll out, and the fifth is monitoring process goals of the improve. Next, we'll see about advantages of the planning. Provides a roadmap to achieving the goals and the goals of the objectives. Helps in the identifying potential risk and the challenges in the advance. And the facilities better decisions making and the resources allocation. Here some of the importance of the planning. There are the six importance. First, planning provides directions, and the second one is planning reduce the risk of the uncertainty, and the third one is planning reduce the overlapping and the wasteful activities, and the fourth is planning promotes the creativity and the innovate ideas, and the fifth is planning facilities design making, and the sixth is planning establish. Next, disadvantages of the planning. Planning can be rigid and inflexible, making it the challenging to the adapt to changing the circumstance, and the overmaps of the planning can lead to the analysis, paralysis, and delays in the executions. Unrealistic or faculties assumptions in the planning process can lead into the ineffective studies. Here are the some advantages and the disadvantages of the planning. Advantages: planning reduce the uncertainty, and the planning is focused on the objectiveness, and the planning facilities control. And the disadvantages is planning is a time consuming the process, and the planning cloud led to the lack of the reliability data, and the planning could be costly process. Some of the disadvantages of the planning. Next, advantages of the modeling allows for the simultaneous and the testing of the different scenarios before implementations, and helps to understanding the complex systems and the relationships, and the provides the visual representation that aids to the communications and the collaborations. Here's the some of the advantages of the modeling, how the process goes to. And the first design algorithm, it goes to the stimulate algorithm and then goes to validate outputs, and here requirements, and create a requirements model after the auto generating test cases, and the stimulate requirement model design of the workflow. Next, disadvantages of the planning. Models are the simplifications of the reality and may not capture all the variable accurately, and the model assumptions can lead to the based or misleading results, and developing and maintaining complex models can be time consuming and the resources innovative. Here some probabilistic models describe how the portions of the worldwide models or allows the simplifications, like may not be account for every available and may not account for all interactions between the variables, and all models are wrong but some are useful, like error box. And what do we do with the probabilistic models? We or our agents need to research about unknown variables given evidence, example, explanation, predictions, and the value of the informations. These are some disadvantages of the modeling. And the planning versus modeling. Planning focuses on the setting goals and the defining strategies, and the modeling helps to analyzing and predicting outcomes based on the different scenarios. And the combining planning and modeling can enhance the decisions making and the strategy management. Here the basic model. First, it goes to the monitoring update vision and goes to monitor update goals and approach and actions. After the vision, after actions. These are planning versus modeling. Interrogated approaches. Integrated planning and modeling allows for a more holistic view of the business or the project. Decision makers can leverage the strengths of the both approaches to optimize the outcomes. Continuous feedbacks and the interrogated between the planning and the modeling improve the accurately and the effective. Here the some diagrams to interrogated holistic approaches. First, environmental accurately and the physiological, emotional and the physiological structural and the issues and the misskeletos. Next, best practices. Use a max of the qualitative and the quantitative approaches in the planning and modeling. Involve the stakeholders in the process to ensure buy-in and alignment. Regularly review and update plans and models to adopt the changes, conditions, and the new informations. Here, the basic practices are basic for the compression definitions and can data be conducted and the data type. Qualitative data. Qualitative data is information that can't be expressed as a number, and the conduct data can be conducted no. And the data type words, object, pictures, observations, and the symbols. Quantitative data. Quantitative data is the data can be expressed a number of quantify and the can data be conducted as these are some best practices. Next case study, for example, illustrate the advantages and disadvantages of the planning and modeling in the real world scenario, showcases how to interrogated approaches lead to successful outcomes, highlight the key lessons learned and the best practices applied in the case study. Here the case studies of the advantages and the disadvantages. Advantages, they can be motivated with the real situations. They train people to think and communicate. Here are the some advantages of the case studies and the disadvantages. They can be overwhelming or boring of the 2020 cases. They need the decisions and interactions for the full value. They can't be used to the distance learning. Some of the case studies and examples. Next, conclusion. Planning and modeling are the powerful tools when we use them effectively in the strategy decisions making. Understanding and advantages and disadvantages of each approach is a crucial for success. By combining planning and modeling, organizations can improve their ability to the unpertainment, adopt and thrive and the dynamic business environmental. Here the decision making process first identify the problem, next uh, establish the decision criteria, and third weight decisions criteria and generating the alternatives and evaluating the alternatives. Thank you.